last time, the group was just casually, idly waiting on Nar Shaddaa, trying to get off of that planet to pretty much anywhere that wasn't Nar Shaddaa, when a short Trandoshan scientist who didn't speak a word of basic ran into them, pleading for help, they think, and was shortly after that pursued by mercenaries, which Xena and Vesper quite efficiently fought off.
Mostly Xena and Halus.
Mostly Xena and Halus. Yep. Knocking them out with things, and then somebody else using the same thing to knock them out. It was well done. But then things got messy when a Sith showed up, quite unexpectedly, tried to blow up the entire terminal, and the group decided not a good time to mess with that, as right then the ship that had been docked, they were waiting to board. Gleebek, who was working as the mechanic on board, heard the explosions, went to see what it was, because unlike most people...
It's very unusual for explosions to happen and it not be my fault.
Yeah, just you didn't remember doing anything out there. But the group safely boarded, and Gleebek took control of the ship as its new pilot because the pilot was currently out on lunch. And the group is away, having taken off from Nar Shaddaa and managed to secure transport on a Class C modular transport that is heading out of system, currently in hyperspace.
I just have to say real quick, I like the fact that Gleebek has the Deadpool power where he can talk to the disconnected voice in the yellow box.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
So loads of things are wrong. Because we're leaving early, we didn't pick up something or drop off something, whatever. We failed to do something, we're leaving early. So that's wrong. Gleebek's flying, this is very wrong. The pilot who you hired is not here. This is wrong. And we're going a lot faster than we should be. Also wrong. So there's just lots and lots of wrong things. Plus now there's Jedi on your ship.
So,
one Jedi.
Jonna, the ship rocks quite unexpectedly with a very heavy in-atmosphere burn, with, obviously by that sound, some of the locking clamps for the docking bay still attached. And this is all after the previous explosion. All of this is sounding a lot like Gleebek. But as for the ship flying now, that raises questions, to which you don't have as easy answers of Gleebek blew something up. Being located near the back of the ship, however, you'd have to make your way up there to find out what's going on with a slight heavy bit of G-forces from the sudden takeoff. What do you do?
Is Gleebek in the same... He's not in the same spot, right, with me? I go to find him.
Okay. Last you knew, Gleebek was working near the boarding ramp for the ship, which is right next to the cargo bay that you're currently at. Gleebek isn't there. However, you do see four strangers that you have not seen before. Or no, three strangers, because one of you went up to the cockpit with Gleebek.
Yeah, it was me.
Okay. Yeah, there is a short Trandoshan, a human, and a Zabrak, all looking a little dusty and rattled.
I take Gleebek's coin purse and hold it as close to me as I can, trying to hide it under my folds, and ask, who are you guys? Where's Gleebek? I'm confused.
The short Trandoshan just kind of looks around, looks at you, looks even more terrified than he already did, and clutches what appears to be a briefcase locked to his wrist even tighter, and tries to hide behind the two other people.
I take out my laser pistol and I ask the question again. Who are you guys? Where's Gleebek?
Elam and Xena. There is a rather irate Hut brandishing a blaster at you, asking what you're doing here.
I look at Xena. I said, Red Hood, you want to take this or do you want me to?
I'm just gonna look around and look at Halem and be like, just put my hands up, like, I'm not getting in the middle of this.
All right, so I calmly say, we're just some travelers that circumstances brought us all together. Why, I don't know. Is this your ship?
I'm not answering questions. I'm asking them. What are you doing on this ship? Where is Gleebek? What have you done to him?
What is a Gleebek?
Yeah, I do not know who that is.
Okay.
Someone's flying the ship, and it's not us.
I don't trust you. I don't know you. I need to find Gleebek. If you don't tell me where he is, there's gonna be a mess in here. Walk.
Somewhere in here, you guys hear loud enough. This is so much fun.
I think it comes over the intercom. Like,
Is that a Gleebek?
hit it.
That is a Gleebek. And
the
I
short
turn
one?
around.
Yeah, he's over there. I think he's
Gleebek.
flying the ship.
Gleebek, where have you been? Who are these creatures?
I don't know. There was somebody with a red lightsaber, and they were really angry, and they started trying to destroy things, and they used the Force, and I got to fly the ship. Some of the docking clamps are stuck, and so we can get those off later. I'm pretty sure the Mortator will do it, but I'm getting to fly, and it's really great. And also, when I was fixing the ship, I had some extra parts left over because it didn't seem like they were very important. And that compressor thing, I don't think it did anything good because the ship's a lot faster now.
Does he always talk this much?
Jana relaxes the pistol, the grip on the pistol, holsters it, and turns to Gleebek and says, Gleebek, what did we talk about? What did we learn about inviting strangers to the ship and things that we're doing? Who are these guys? Where did you pick them up?
And there's
But just
another
ran on
one
board
in
and
the
we'll have to
cockpit
leave
with
it at
Gleebek.
Yeah, so I'm in the cockpit with Gleebek, and I would look at Jana and be like, "Does he always talk this much?"
Yes, he does.
How do you deal with that?
Rule number 11. I'm sorry.
He pays well.
Oh,
It's a good gig.
that's certainly a reason to stick around. Where exactly are we going?
Is this a Gleebek question?
Oh, this is a
Where are we
whoever
going?
knows the answer question.
I don't know. I'm just, I was hanging out back, and then all of a sudden the ship was moving so fast, and I don't know where we're going. And now I'm in this place full of strangers.
All right, let me see if I can catch you up. First of all, Vesper Quinn, hi, nice to meet you. Secondly, the reason that we took off with such great haste was because some mercenaries showed up trying to kill the short little Trandoshan out there, and we couldn't stand by idly and let something happen to him. So we decided to throw him in the back of the ship, and then a Dark Jedi showed up, and we're not really trying to tango with that. So we got in the back of the ship, made it out of there post haste, and now we're here. I'm still not sure where Gleebek is flying the ship. I would feel much more comfortable if I knew that.
Rule number 14. I'm not supposed to tell anybody where we're going unless Jana says it's okay. She's the boss.
Okay, we'll deal with that in a minute, but let's backtrack to the thing with the red lightsaber.
What
Why
is the thing with the red lightsaber?
Some kind
That's
of Dark
what
Jedi.
I want to know. Oh, great! Y'all are so there are dark ones now. Just the regular ones aren't good enough.
What is your beef with the Jedi?
Don't ask me questions, man.
I mean, I don't necessarily like the Jedis myself.
Listen,
So
I know that not everyone's the biggest fan. In fact, I got my own problems, which is why I decided to leave. So we can discuss all that later, but I feel like we've got bigger banthas to fry right now, and so we should actually have a discussion about where we're going and what we're doing next.
Jana, are you wearing your trophy around your
I
neck?
am.
right
I
now?
have it on my. I
Yeah.
have it hanging on my neck like a pendant.
Yep. At that moment, you notice that around this rather brawny Hutt's neck is a chain with a lightsaber dangling off of it, almost comedically small compared to the sheer jacked size of the Hutt themselves.
So I think that Vesper's sentence like trails off. So we need to figure out where we're going. What is that?
And I say, I found it.
Those
And
don't
then I turn to
those aren't typically just lying around.
Jana turns to Gleebek and asks, "Does this one talk a lot?" He asks a lot of questions.
Mostly we haven't been talking to them. I've been flying the ship. I'm going to break atmosphere now. Everybody hold on to something.
Immediately grabs the back of the chair again, as to not be thrown to the floor
rocks.
again.
The ship rocks as you break out of atmosphere, going through that wonderful, slightly. We're kind of going into somewhere where gravity isn't exactly working, sort of thing, before the artificial gravity kicks in, and the ship's not in great condition. It's not bad, but was on hold for some repairs for a reason, and some of those shuddering feels, Gleebek, you definitely know, weren't there last time you broke atmosphere.
Are you trying to suggest that I don't know how to do my job?
Yes.
Why are you talking to the detached voice in space?
What is he talking to?
I have no clue. Not the darndest. He's been doing it since we took off.
Good lord.
You might have stumbled upon some spies. Who knows?
Is that legal out in this sector?
It's
Okay,
would it matter if it was legal?
Right.
I mean, he's hanging out with a scavenger, a hot scavenger. Who cares?
Rule number 5, it's only illegal if you get caught.
Also, considering Jedi that we were just fled a situation where bombs went off and blasters went off, I don't think we really should be considering the legal ramifications of spice.
First of all, I don't like the fact that you keep calling me Jedi as if it's some kind of disease. And secondly, nobody has answered my question as of yet as to where we're going.
Gleebek doesn't say anything and says unless Jonna says so.
Right, rule number 14, that's why they don't know where we're going. And so if you tell me that I can tell them, then I tell them.
Yes, you can tell them.
Oh, I don't know, I was just flying really fast. This is the first time I've been allowed to fly.
What is
I
happening?
figured we get into hyperspace and then figure it out from there. That's sort of normally how it goes. Like, most of the time with Jenna and I and the other people that she hires, it's less about going to somewhere and more about getting away from people. And then after you get away, then you figure out where you're going. But if you start thinking about where you're going before you got away, then you don't get away and the jaybirds catch you. And we're not supposed to call you guys jaybirds
by a beeping sound and a angry red light. Anybody that has been inside of a cockpit before, that light is indicating that you are being tracked by an attempted weapons lock. Somebody's pursuing the ship and getting ready to fire.
All right, everybody, I gotta do some evasive piloting and I need to stop talking. Are you ready to hold on? Excellent. Here we go!
Can I, since I have danger sense, am I able to guide Gleebek or, jerk on the controls to evade a missile?
I like that. Yes.
Okay.
There's pilot and co-pilot in basically every ship in Star Wars. I think.
Yeah.
Like jump into the co-pilot seat, and then anybody else that isn't ready to save their own skin and get buckled is their problem.
We need to figure out how I handle initiative here. Dang it.
This is fine. That's our fine here. How are you?
Who is he talking to?
I feel like the answer to that question would disturb me more than the question itself. Does this craft have any kind of turrets or weaponry?
It has 2 turbo lasers.
I can man one of them.
Go to one of them. I need another one. There's 2 of them.
Red Hood, you got this?
Okay. I'll try.
The tiny ball droid makes like a beepy, encouraging noise to you, and then rolls to show you guys where the ladders are to get into the turret bubbles.
Yep. And the turret bubbles are right next to where the cockpit is, essentially. Just a ladder, 1 up, 1 down. Now, if I could just figure out how to deal the cards, that would give us everything we need.
I'm pretty sure we got a higher initiative than the bad guy.
You did, actually.
Oh, sweet, great, awesome.
Yeah.
Nice.
Your ship gets to go before their ship. So you've got Xena and Vesper in the turbo laser batteries, and Gleebek and Chris flying, and Jana. What are you going to do while all this is going on? Oh, wait, you were actually talking to Gleebek while this was going on, weren't you?
Yeah, I was.
That's right. Okay. Both of you in the turbo lasers have a view of a ship that had been moving in behind. It basically managed to hide in the wash when you broke their atmosphere. So it was able to get pretty close and in good position, but because it had the opportunity of surprise, they thought, they are in a fairly clear line of fire for both of you.
Looking at this ship, does it have any kind of insignia identifying it as part of any kind of faction or anything like that I would know
Nope.
about?
No blatant faction markings of any sort. Looks like just another light frigate, the kind that's probably equally adept at smuggling as it is fighting. Definitely looks like it's seen a bit of action around, though.
Yeah, you know what? Screw it. We're gonna go for it. So, is it just gonna be a shooting roll?
Yep.
Amazing. The Force is with Vesper today. That's an 11.
Holy cow.
Yeah.
Nice.
And that should be 4d6 plus an additional d6 for your raise.
Hell yeah. So, is there just a roll this many type deal?
Yeah, /R
It's on the left.
space 5d6 then. I know will work. I don't know if...
23. Love it.
Okay. Yeah, you open up with the turbo laser, the blasts flashing out, catching directly into the front of this thing, which was not in a position to do anything other than try to line up a clean shot. And that ship is jostled. Significant damage to the front. Definitely not out of commission yet, but they are aware that you are aware now. That is 2 wounds to a ship. Xena,
Nice.
what are you doing?
Can you, on the ship, can you see from the exterior where the, like, turrets are? Like, where the laser shoots out of?
Like, figure out where would they be firing from?
Yeah.
Yep. Oh yeah, you can make a called shot.
Yeah, okay. Then I want to try to, I guess, take... How many are there?
There's one primary missile tube, basically.
Okay, I guess I'll try to focus on that and try to take that out.
Okay. Make a shooting roll at a -2.
Alright, so I roll this with a -2.
Yep. The blast goes wide. The laser's missing the ship's weapon support, and due to the narrow spot you were aiming at, it doesn't effectively impact anything else. Part of the blast from the battery just veering off behind the ship, and a few ineffectively hitting against its armor. As it fires, which would be a shoot or a piloting roll to avoid, and you are also helping out with that piloting roll. So both of you give me a piloting roll to start with.
So, Chris, would Chris go first and I go second, or
Actually,
is it simultaneous?
both of you make a piloting roll, and I'm going to use the higher roll as the base.
Okay, so does my notice come in at all at this point?
Yes, use your +2 from danger sense on this.
Okay, so I don't have a piloting, so I'll be using unskilled, right?
That was the most dramatic button push I've ever
Yeah,
seen.
it was very. Do you have notice trained?
Yeah.
Make a notice roll instead.
Okay.
You got those force senses. We'll let you force notice things, and then use that +2, and then that will determine how much you of a bonus you add to the piloting roll.
Roll. Did I do it right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Okay. That would be enough for a +1 to Gleebek's roll, which would put him at a 6. And nice. The projectile fires out of it, which is going straight for the ship. You attempt to dodge, but it course corrects. And then at the last moment, in what is the opposite of what you would normally do, Gleebek, Halem jerks the wheel, essentially, pulling the ship out of line in what shouldn't be the normal evasive maneuvers anyone would do, or you would try to do, even though you probably don't have a lot of that training, but that way seemed good. Oh, we're that way suddenly. And it goes flying by. Jonna,
Yeah.
now there's only so much you can do, but bad ideas are the best ideas when you normally don't have something to do. So if you What, if anything, are you going to do while a ship is pursuing yours and firing at yours?
I don't know if I have like any kind of like fixing skills, but I have like survival smarts. Can I use it to like just trying to see if I can juice up the ship a little to make it go a little faster, so we could maybe leave this guy
fix
from the
whatever
dust?
Gleebek broke in taking off.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm
Just
sick
like-
and tired of
just
people
like I
suggesting
always
that I
do.
suck at my job.
Yes,
clean
I
up
like
after
that.
Gleebek.
Give me a repair check.
Dang.
Wow. That is bad luck. So,
Oh, that
something
sucks.
that we will bring up now. Everybody starts a session with 3 bennies.
Yes.
A benny allows you to re-roll any roll, amongst other things. So you could spend a benny to re-roll that if you wanted.
I definitely would like to spend a Benny.
Make that
Roll
roll
another
again.
one. Okay.
And if it comes up Snake Eyes again, then... Okay.
Oh my goodness. Oh, never mind. That's a 3.
You are... We're going to call this a skill challenge, which basically means you would need a certain number of successes. I'm going to just say 1 success. But you head back trying to quickly get back to where Gleebek probably forgot to install something or didn't because he think it was an improvement to leave things out. Takes you a bit longer to get back there, and due to the rocking of the ship from the evasive maneuvers, you are not able to really get your hands on the components yet that you've been working on. So, another piloting roll for initiative.
I did one. I got a 5.
Okay. So, given your evasive maneuver and the positioning of the deflector screens, the combined with the weapons fire on the ship that had been pursuing you, they do not have a line of fire on you with their main gun, and you have a clean line of fire on them, as well as a clean escape vector.
You're welcome, guys. Take care of business.
You could just try to escape. You could also try to shoot this ship out of the air. Or space.
Jonah, you want to drink them or you want me to get us out of here?
Get us out of here. Jonna
I'm
is
gonna look
done
at this-
with Gleebek's shenanigans tonight.
As space stretches ahead of you, and you enter hyperspace, leaving behind whatever that was pursuing you.
And Vesper climbs down from the turret.
Same.
You ever fired a weapon like that before?
Can't say that I have.
I can give you some pointers if you'll ever, want that.
Thanks.
Okay.
Halem gets out of the co-pilot's chair and sort of brushes past him, like walks in between them to get to the small Trandoshan to check on them.
You don't see them around.
Stop it. No. Because now I'm gonna get mad.
It's not hard to see that there is a bit of blood in the hallway. If you had to guess, it looks like last you saw them, they were basically hiding. They probably got bumped around a bit.
All right, the Trandoshan is missing. We need to find him, preferably not the hut that looks like they could squash them with one hand. Would be probably terrifying for anyone that's already been shot at or potentially blown up or stabbed today.
That's an excellent point. Those things are normally kind of traumatic.
Thank you, G-Man.
You're welcome.
Can I pick up any trace of the dark side energy signature that I was picking up from the briefcase?
Yep. It's a little bit stronger.
I don't like that. Hate to ask this next question, but where's it coming from?
Cargo bay.
I am going to go ahead and ignite my lightsaber as I walk into the cargo bay.
I walk behind him with him, blaster pulled.
Yeah, I'm gonna follow, but I'm just there.
Janner, from
Okay.
where you were at trying to repair Gleebek's, or finish Gleebek's repairs, you are able to hear an ignition sound that you have heard once or twice, a lightsaber being turned on, and can see them making their way into the cargo bay.
I hear the sound of a saber being turned on in the
Yep.
cargo bay, and I'm still in the place where I've been.
Yeah,
fixing
you would have
stuff.
been near
Kind of boarding area.
that
Okay.
little room just south of the med bay.
Okay. Jonna stays still, blaster out, holding her breath, waiting to see who shows up. Just kind of huddled. If I'm in the dark, I'm just gonna stay hidden under the shadows.
There's it's not too hard to find out where the Trandoshan went. It looks like they probably took a hit and then stumbled around the cargo bay, given the unstable state the ship was in for a while.
That was my fault.
And
I'm sorry about that.
Xena and Halem, you can feel that same dark side presence as well. The one you felt coming from that briefcase they were carrying. Stronger now as well. And getting closer to it. You can see the Trandoshan laying on the ground, slowly twitching. Looks like he's shifting uncomfortably, laying on top of the briefcase.
Can I reach out with my empathy and see what he's feeling?
Sure, give me a roll. Because that's
Okay.
a force power, right?
Yeah, that's faith, right?
Yep.
Okay. Question. Can I have Xena, well, Red Hood, because I don't know her name yet, Red Hood, and if I'm feeling desperate, the Jedi, help me with this?
What do you guys have against using people's names?
I don't know your name.
I gave it to you multiple times.
And he decided not to take it. What?
Exactly. Can I, can they aid me with that?
Probably not. I'm going to go with no just for...
For
you shouldn't,
story reasons, I definitely cannot.
Oh, right. Okay.
since you have to kind of communicate what you're doing and set that up a little bit.
Also for reasons that may or may not be revealed later.
Okay. All right. So I'll roll. I got 5.
Okay, that's a success. Yep. You reach out and you touch something that is not the mind of the Trandoshan. Having attempted to reach into that before to get some basic communication going on, this is not the Trandoshan. This is something hungry. That is not the Trandoshan's mind inside the Trandoshan.
Does it activate my danger sense?
Yeah, we'll go with that, actually.
Okay, so I should roll notice.
Eventually, I will remember you have danger sense.
Okay.
Someday.
All right, so I'll roll my notice.
We're just gonna keep using it till Steve Tower remembers.
Add and roll.
Oh. Success with a raise. 8.
Noise.
The Trandoshan, the way his body is moving, on top of the suitcase, his body is not moving. There is something moving his body.
Is he's handcuffed to that briefcase?
Yep,
Both hands or just one?
just one.
Okay. I guess I'm gonna creep around behind Halem just to see closer what's happening. And I'm just gonna look around and be like, could we just cut his hand off and get that thing out of here? Because
Or cut the chain.
it'll grow back.
Does it?
He's a Trandoshan. She's not wrong.
I don't know if that's an option anymore. And then
I don't like his vibe.
I don't like the general vibe here. Just
Then-
putting that out there.
I activate my lightsaber.
All
Wait,
right.
that's not right.
Oh.
Which side are you working
I was
for?
gonna say, that's a very different character altogether.
Yeah.
It was purple the last time I saw it.
All right.
We're back.
As the purple blade illuminates the area, reflecting off of the dull gray metal, giving a bit of a dancing ambiance to this place. As you do what?
I point the blade and the blaster, but I use the blade as a sort of flashlight to illuminate what is moving the Trandoshan. And I say
Alright.
to Red Hood and the Jedi, be ready for anything. Something's not right here.
Jana, while they've been in there for a while, you hear a second lightsaber ignite. Are you still just hanging out in the cover of darkness in that side room?
Yep, just hanging
Okay.
out.
The consummate survivalist, which I respect. The hut will be the final girl when this inevitably turns into a horror episode.
We don't run toward the noise.
Wait, horror noise, horror movie. Oh God, that does not bode well for me.
Oh no!
Oh
No!
Okay. with your lightsaber giving you additional light, you can peer down to see the briefcase was punctured. It looks like a piece of shrapnel from the melee and thermal detonators down in the bay probably put a piece through it, where you can see green tendrils that look plant-like coiling their way out and into him.
Would my character have any knowledge on what this is?
It was kind of big news around the galaxy. Yeah, that looks like Drengir. Which I don't know if you know what that is out of character.
I'm just starting to catch up on all the High Republic stuff, so I remember reading the little blurb about it.
Chris, are you familiar?
Yes.
Okay. Yep. But as that dark side attuned plant matter that is capable of usurping things' minds as well as converting bodies, living or dead, into its biomass, seems to be what was contained in the case and what has now broken out of it with, while not the largest meal, nonetheless a respectable 4.5 feet of Trandoshan to work with.
Y'all, that is not the Trandoshan anymore. That is whatever dark side has its mind. We need to cut off more than its hand.
Well,
You're the one with the lightsaber.
Why are you even here?
Question. During all of this talk, can Jana hear any of this, or just the sound that the weapons are making?
Yeah, you can probably hear the conversation.
Okay.
And as a hut, you definitely have had your fair dealings with the Drengir.
Okay.
so do we think that this plant, like, is now moving about the ship, or has it just latched onto the Trandoshan?
Can't tell. It's definitely latched onto the Trandoshan. Whether it's latched onto anything else, you can't tell. Halem, you can tell that it is burrowing in and consuming at a very rapid pace from the underside. From the backside, he still looks more or less normal, other than the weird movement. But from the front, you can tell it is working quickly, maybe even faster than it should normally.
Kill it with fire.
Yeah. Question:
Gleebek comes running in.
Is there a door to the cargo bay?
Yeah.
Okay. I say to Red Hood, if you are not going to physically or contribute using the Force, I need you to get out. Jedi, this thing has taken over him. We need to kill it.
Roger.
Killing him is not killing it.
Do we have an airlock on this ship that we can drop it out of?
I heard
That
somebody
is-
say fire. Did you guys need help?
Does the ship have
Fine.
an airlock?
Just the
No.
airlock you came in through.
No airlock. That makes it something else's problem. It feeds off of living organisms.
Are we not? Aren't we in space still?
Oh,
The
right,
vacuum
we're
of
in
space will.
We're in hyperspace. We would have to come out of hyperspace, which we
Yeah.
could do.
Yeah.
But throwing it into the vacuum of space would kill it. That
Okay.
has been an effective method. One of the few things that's actually worked relatively well against them.
I was gonna say, ask Ripley. Sorry, wrong sci-fi franchise.
G-Man, get us out of hyperspace.
Oh, okay.
And so then he runs back up to the cockpit to do that.
All right. And as you drop out of hyperspace, the jarring motion, which is again far rougher than it should be, sends the Trandoshans, or the once Trandoshan body, tumbling a bit. But that doesn't stop it from beginning to stand up. And there's a lot of red lights on that control panel. At least one of them indicating multiple pneumatic and hydraulic failures on the ship. Such as the airlock door. It's unfortunate you were working on that right when the ship had to take off.
I would love for one thing to go right today. That would be great.
It's
No,
not
this
strong
is fine.
enough,
This is
but
kind of
right.
normally how stuff goes with Jana and I.
You
And-
and me both.
I think
With
I heard
that-
Gleebek talking about fire earlier.
Do you guys know if the finger lightning hurts these things? I can try it.
The what?
Though I'm sorry.
Okay, we'll deal with that later.
Yeah, that's, table that. Circle back later.
And with that, with evidently a Gleebek who can use dark force powers, a cannibalizing dark side plant, and a jammed hydraulic door, and lights indicating you probably can't even get back into hyperspace. Till next time.
On Dragon Ball Z.
Oh
Yes.
my god.
Oh.
Thank you all, and we will see how horrible this goes next time.